Hi, and welcome back to Bowls with the Bard. My name is Cakes, I am your host. This week we are over the moon excited to bring you our first pair of Shakespearean ladies. Their names are Kate Manfrey and Liz Dangerfield. Liz fell in love with Shakespeare her senior year of college while studying under her favorite professor and mentor, John Basil, who wrote the book Willpower. She then studied at Guildhall University under Patsy Rosenberg, and she earned her MFA in classical acting from the Academy for Classical Acting. Some of her favorite roles include Helena, Hamlet, and Sylvius, and she was last seen in a production of Shakespeare in Love, created by the Cincinnati Playhouse and Baltimore Center Stage in a co-production. Kate began her career as a Shakespearean scholar at age 10 by performing solo recitations of A Midsummer Night's Dream in her living room to an audience of no one. Since those humble beginnings, she has studied Shakespeare at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Arts and earned her MFA in classical acting. She works as an actor and as a teaching artist here in the DC area. You can catch her next month in the titular role of Imogen with Pointless Theatre Company. It's an adaptation of Cymbeline for the Women's Voices Theatre Festival. And now, without too much ado about nothing, we give you Kate and Liz. Alright, so we have Kate and Liz's pitch.
Okay.
Ready?
All right.
I'm gonna start. We rehearsed that I was gonna start first.
We
Right?
did.
Okay. So I had a theater company in New York, and I'm so proud of it. And I was the marketing director for a while, and we were trying to the big question we tried to answer that I think really helped the company launch up and out of our immediate circle was how do we get our friends to bring their weird work friends? How do you get somebody who's not a Shakespeare person,
How do you
who's
get the
not
lay
a theater
people?
person, the lay people who make money,
Who make a lot
who
of
have
money.
real jobs, young professionals? How do we build the next generation of theater performers, right? Or theater goers, theater patrons, whatever. You take a Shakespeare play, like The Tempest.
The
for
Tempest,
example.
per example.
The Tempest.
And you said it.
And you said it
in outer space.
So
Here we go.
Tempest
Here we
in
fucking
space.
go.
The Tempest in space.
The Tempest in space. So, also, side note, we came up with this idea while we were totally sober and not high
Yes.
in a car on the way to Blackfriars in Stanton, Virginia.
Yes.
It was a very Shakespearean day.
It's very
cool.
Shakespearean.
Okay, so,
Okay.
Kate.
So I want to first say that I want this to be the highest production value.
Yeah.
I'm talking, we got to do this with Broadway level tech. I'm not
Yes.
trying to do this in a black box.
Yeah,
with
no.
Suggestions.
We need
this is
full
we
lights,
need
full
full
sound.
motion capture.
Okay.
Full atmosphere.
The idea is that all the science will be like the film The Martian with
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
All the science is totally real.
All the science is NASA is yes, all of that could happen.
Yeah. Like 100%.
Which is what they say about The Martian. Except for the storm that takes place
Except for
on
the storm,
Mars.
yes.
Mars, which is an interesting jumping off point because it's what happens in our thing is that Prospero is the commander of a space station, a ship that's on some long, space voyage, and there is a coup. And he's sent off in a little pod.
Like
with
one of those
his-
little ones that detach.
Yeah.
with Miranda, and everyone's they're gonna be lost in space.
Yeah.
And in fact, they crash on an island.
Not an island.
Oh, sorry, a planet.
God.
They crash on a planet,
Planet.
and then we go from there, and we pick up 12 years later.
Uh-huh.
The mission is still going on,
Mm-hmm.
right? And
You want to talk about Caliban?
why don't you talk about Caliban?
Caliban.
Caliban.
Caliban is the dirt of the planet.
He's
so
the crater.
He's a crater. Yes.
Oh.
So you look down and you see his face, a la the fourth Harry Potter movie, if you're familiar, when Sirius Black's face pops up in the fire.
comes out of the coals.
It's literally just a face.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yes.
but because he's like tethered to the planet and can't leave.
He is the planet.
He is the planet. And then like Ariel is like definitely an alien.
Definitely an alien.
And so that's the magic can exist, like magical elements that we absolutely need to make the planet.
But I also think that like the magical elements, what is perceived as magic to the people, could very easily just be the difference between like human life and alien life.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like it could be. So that's
Prospero
something
is a wizard because he has science.
because he has science.
He doesn't have magic.
Yeah.
The magic is
They don't
science.
have
The
science.
magic is science.
That's the whole overarching thing, is that the magic is science. And science is real.
This is so. Anyway, I was just thinking about like I have this friend John. He's a John.
Great.
We're definitely gonna
He's a
make
great
him
guy.
watch this.
He's a
But
great
like
guy.
he's somebody who I
We had
think like
Thanksgiving with him.
He's
Lovely. He made
He's great.
butternut squash.
He's like a science guy. He works like he's a freelance camera operator, nature videographer. He's in Costa Rica right now, shooting like at a reef. But anyway, he is somebody who, if I was like, "Hey, there's this really good production of The Tempest," he would be like, "Okay." I mean, like, is it good? Like, he'd go probably, but because I was like, "You have to see it," but also he'd be like, "But The Tempest." But if I was like, "John, it's The Tempest in space,"
then the Johns of the world would be like,
"I've already bought his ticket."
What the fuck
So-
is that?
We're looking at a city full of young professionals who were educated, who were like, they are like gonna be the theater donors of tomorrow.
How do we get the butts?
How do we get them in now? How do we get them to have their magical experience?
We set it in space.
We put it in space because it's like, it's gimmicky, but it also very much tells the story.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's The Tempest in Space.
That's The Tempest in Space.
Do you have any thoughts?
What are
as
your
somebody
thoughts?
who's working on the
What are
play
your
right now?
feelings?
Because maybe there's a thing that happens that we're like,
That we couldn't
maybe
reconcile with.
we totally overlooked.
I'm just thinking, like, what does Prospero, like, conjure up to get, like, the nobles or the spaceship to
What is
crash?
the Tempest?
Yes.
Some kind of storm, like
a dust storm.
just
a
like
dust
literal-
storm that Ariel,
Yeah.
that the alien of the
Okay,
island like
okay,
can
okay.
conjure.
Yeah.
So that like that magical element that like crashes in there, like if that's like the thing that science is like.
It could even be like a black hole, and like what's the planet like inside a black hole?
Whoa.
Ooh.
How do they get out though? Then they don't get out. Then it's a dark.
Well, we
ending
haven't.
and they
Then
can't
it's a
just
really
sail
dark ending.
Yeah.
Caliban eats them.
home. See, we didn't discuss this.
We didn't get to the ending.
didn't get there.
That's the problem.
Oh, I think it's hopeful. I think they sail back. They're on their way home from their mission.
They get back.
Yeah.
Are they going back to Earth?
Yeah.
I mean, you never know.
I really do feel like it's a.
The first
I
part of the
love
play
that.
is very well thought out.
I really like the image, too, of, like, Stefano and Trinculo just, like, chilling with this crater.
Okay, so we talked about that. Yes. Okay.
What do they call him?
So
What do they call him?
Mooncap.
Yes!
God!
Yes! What do they call him? What do they? Yes.
It works. It actually really works.
It actually works really well.
Yeah,
And
it
they
does.
were like maybe Trinculo was like the chef on the, but like a really bad chef. And because obviously like in spaceships you just have to like, you know, rip a piece of tin foil off something and like maybe put it in a microwave, but like you couldn't really handle it. You know, it's like they were, and the other guy maybe was like, and Stefano maybe was like, you know, the fourth in command to like press one of the buttons.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm on board. I think it's like there's the funny guy on the
Yeah.
ship and there's the guy who deals with the food.
Yeah.
That's easy. Like it's easy to slot those people in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh, totally.
I'm telling you, like watch the movie The Martian and tell me it's not just that. It's like, you know?
Stop, because that sounds like we're just ripping off the Martian.
No, we're not. But it's like that thing of it's like all space technology that like is could very much exist. NASA's like we could do that if we wanted to.
Well,
But
we
then
would
also on stage, which is like a whole other
Yes.
Yeah.
spectacle.
Yes.
Because you see space in the movie all the time.
Right.
But like,
And so I think this is where we disagree. I think it should be a total immersive experience. So you walk in and you're like in space.
I didn't disagree with that. I just said it has to be the highest possible.
Okay,
production
that's true.
value.
That's right. That's
True.
right.
Like I'm not doing.
And
this
I
for
wanted
less than
like
Broadway
kitschy.
level.
I wanted like in Toy Story when they go to the what's the pizza place?
Oh, Pizza Planet.
Pizza Planet. I want like full Pizza Planet.
so it becomes like Sleep No More, Tempest in Space.
Yes. Oh, that's what you. Oh, interesting.
That
Well,
would be really cool.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like, but does the story? I mean, the story of Macbeth like barely gets told. Like,
Oh no.
Yeah,
like,
we would want this to be like full. No,
I
I
want to do the play.
I think the immersive aspect would just be like literally walking into not okay. So did you see Great Comet on Broadway?
I didn't.
So you walked in and you were like fully in like a Russian like bunker. Like it was like the bar and everything. So it was immersive and the theater was all like the seats were all changed and there were little cafe tables, but it was still like a proscenium.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah, everyone's
that's
still
what I'm
watching.
picturing.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
still watching a play.
Yeah, I think we use this 360 space.
Yeah.
I like. Can't ART do this? Like somebody with money's got to do
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah, that's. I mean, SGC, we're here to consult.
Emma Rice. Just
Yeah, like.
who needs the globe?
Mm-hmm.
You have us.
You have us. Anyway, that's your meal ticket. That's how you get. That's how you get the young professionals of DC.
That's how you get the
to
butts
come
in the seats.
See plays.
Tempest.
That's what we have to say.
Shakespeare.
Tempest in space.
Tempest in space.
I love it. If you enjoyed this episode and you would like to see more content like it, please like us on Facebook at Bowls with the Bard, subscribe to us on YouTube at Bowls with the Bard, and follow us on Instagram at Stone Shakespeare. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
1,000 sighs to save. Oh, lay me where sad true lover never find my grave to weep there.